There's a man in our town, he is a man of great renown. He never comes out till the sun goes down, Paddy Doyle the poacher. Well, the local squire is going mad, a peaceful life he's never had. He can only blame one lad, Paddy Doyle the poacher. For snaring rabbits, gaffing salmon, stealing chickens, he's your man. Shooting deer and pheasants too, there's no better in Ireland. Well, a poacher's life is lots of fun, the girls they love him, everyone. He lives on his wits and he sells shotgun, Paddy Doyle the poacher. Well, the squire's age is 95 and nobody knows how he stays alive. He gets all his exercise chasing Doyle the poacher. For snaring rabbits, gaffing salmon, stealing chickens, he's your man. Shooting deer and pheasants too, there's no better in Ireland. Well, he seeks him here and he seeks him there, the squire seeks him everywhere. He's fly as a fox, fast as a hare, Paddy Doyle the poacher.
Right, how we doing, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going out into the woods and we're going to set some fen traps. I've got 4 mk4s to set. I'm not going to bother setting any of the mk6s. So I've just been to the shop, got my bait. So I usually use peanut butter. I'm not one for when I set the traps. I know a lot of people like to chuck as much bait about as they can, but personally I don't see the point, because all you achieve then is you just feed the local bird population. You know, it gets hoovered up long before the squirrels. So all I do with this stuff is I just smear a little bit on the trigger plate of the trap, which I'm going to show you momentarily. So let's get into the woods, and I'm going to show you how I set the traps, how I make the natural tunnel. I don't use pre-made plywood ones. I make the tunnels from the natural materials I find in the woods already. That way, you know, it doesn't stand out like a sore thumb. The squirrels are already used to it. And yeah, we'll set it up. We'll get some sets made, set up, and then we will go back and check them probably tomorrow and see if we got anything. But it'll all be one video anyway, guys, so enjoy. If you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. There's loads of videos to come. There's already a few videos up, ferreting, lamping, long netting, etc. So if you're into all that, hit subscribe, support the channel. Let's make it grow. Yeah, so I'm just going to get out in the woods. In actual fact, I have the dog with me, Bryn. He's coming for the walkout, although while I'm setting the traps he will be on the lead. So yeah, let's get to it. You can see, guys, I've got this natural cubby here. Now all we have to do is really block this area off, but what you want to make sure of is that there's not a lot of headroom, which there isn't. We can lower one of these logs up here so it's even less, and then you only want about as much width. You don't want anything going this way or this way of the trap so they can avoid it. So what we can do is we can stuff some logs in here, stuff a few in here, but we're going to set the trap first, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. Okay, guys, hope you can see this okay. So the way you set these traps, let me just move it around just a tad. So you have this ring, this thumb ring. So the parts are, we have a safety catch, a brass dog, and you have the 2 jaws, and you have the trigger plate. So what we're going to do is you take that in your thumb and you hold this with your other thumb or your fingers, and you just pull. Now as soon as you get to open position, put the safety catch on. Now that trap can't go off now, and that's, you know, all we got to do is flip the dog over. Now with these brass dogs, you don't want to force them down because it will bend them, and then you'll find your trap won't go off as well as it should. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our peanut butter. Okay, just find a stick, So what I do is, guys, is I smear. Now do this before you set it, else it will set the trigger plate off. The end of the trigger plate, just smear some peanut butter on that, like that. So you know the animal has to lick that off. You can save that. Now to set. So you want to take it like that, flip that dog over, and just. Now your trap is set now, that's live, but the safety catch is still on. Now you really want to make sure that that dog is on the edge so it goes off lightly. Okay. Okay guys, so we blocked it off. You can see the trap there now. The very last thing you want to do. You want to do this with a long stick, a setting stick or a saving stick we call it, is you want to reach in there and just flick the safety catch off, which is now off. That trap is now live. And we block this off. We're going to just block it off a little bit more just to stop any non-targets getting in there. You literally, I just want a little gap like this, so I'm going to pile some more stuff. But for all intents and purposes, guys, we haven't changed anything. This is still the same as it was. So it's just a log pile. These animals are used to seeing this. Now that's out of the way of any non-target species, which is lawful. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to finish this, then I'm going to set the other three, which I'll probably show you one or two of. I'm not going to go through the whole boring process because, you know, guys, it's once you've seen one set, you've seen it all. And then what we're going to do is later on, we're going to come back and we're going to check them. Well, we're going to check them tomorrow morning. We're going to give these a chance to sit. What I probably will do is that stick that I used to put the peanut butter on, I'll probably just put that close by just to, but they'll smell that. They'll get to it. Unfortunately, Brynny is tied up there and he's not happy about it because he wants to eat the peanut butter. But yeah, stay with me, guys. Okay guys, here's our second set. As you can see, there's the trap. There's a little chink of light coming through there, which is what they like. Now, just take the safety catch off, as I always say, do it with a stick, not with your fingers. Safety catch is off. Now again, that's wide enough just for the trap, so the animal can't get around the trap. When that goes off, I've tested it, it's tall enough. Just tall enough to allow the trap to go off, not the animal to jump up and miss it. So all we got to do is block off this entrance, then that's another trap done. Guys, this is the third set. And yeah, I've just utilised this fallen tree where it's split. This produces its own little cubby. I'm just going to block all this off properly and then set done. And then last set. So yeah, going well. And that's all, you know, within not very far of each other. I've got one in a log pile further down there. I've got one just there. This is the third one here. I'm probably going to set the last one over here somewhere. All in a small area, you know. I've heard 4 or 5 squirrels in here, so yeah, we're going to capitalise on this small block of pine and hopefully, yeah, get us some. Okie dokie. Finish this up. Spread a bit of peanut butter on the bark, maybe just here, just to get them interested. But I mean, they'll smell that. It's nice and oily anyway. As I said before, I'm not one for like using dry bait and spreading it all over the show, because the more you spread around here, you're just going to get birds, you know, little songbirds and little mice, and just coming along and, you know, mopping, hoovering that up, and then you're going to ultimately end up just like your trap is going to be set off by mice and you're going to catch mice and it's just going to be a pain in the bum. So yeah, you don't want that. You want to really yeah, just concentrate your bait inside the box. And yeah, so I'll get back to you guys. Okay guys, so that's our third set done, and I've used this fallen down old cracked pine It really did make the perfect cubby for this. And as you can see, I've blocked it all off with sticks in there so nothing can get down that way. Put a heavy one on there. And then the trap's just set back here. And you see I've blocked everything off but just left a small entrance. Now I've jammed sticks in that crack. So when the trap goes off, there's no room for anything to jump up and like get missed by the traps. You really want to make it tight. So I've put that trap widthwise in the tightest choke point I can. Now, I'm going to go set my last one. But as I'm talking, literally over my trap, in the trees over my other trap round there, you know, were a couple of squirrels running around. So I really don't expect it'll be long before the squirrels start finding these traps, to be honest. You know, obviously only we can only find out tomorrow. You know, sometimes they sit for a while before they catch, but yeah. Okay guys, just coming up to the first trap, and there you have it. Squirrel in there, which is what we want. He's actually managed to pull the trap out a bit. There you go. That's one grey squirrel, and you can see by putting that peanut butter on the plate, that's caught him perfectly. Okay guys, so we've got one squirrel in one trap. The other two traps haven't got anything, but this trap has. Another squirrel there. There we go. So the other two traps didn't get anything, but the last one did. So that's two squirrels, as you can see again, because I put the bait here. It's another perfect neck breaking catch. So yeah, two squirrels, a doe, and another doe, two does. That's two less breeders. So we've got two traps that are still baited and haven't caught yet, which is really only a matter of time before they do now, really. I'll check again tomorrow, but 2 out of 4 isn't too bad for a start. What I'm going to do, obviously I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm not going to go on checking these traps you know, every day and posting it. I just wanted to make you this quick video and show you how I set up in the natural cubby like that, how I bait the traps, and ultimately the catch that you get out of that. So yeah, like I say, there's a lot of squirrels around here, so I'm sure the other traps will catch, and I'll reset this one in a minute, which obviously if you've watched the video from the start, you don't need to see all that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just something a little bit different than the normal ferreting. What I'm going to do is, once the leaves are off, I will be out with a 410, and I'll bring you a video of that. But also, I don't know if you can see over here, just over there, there's some leaning trees and branches where they've been blown down in the wind. What I'm going to do with them, something interesting, is I'm actually going to start pre-baiting those trees along the length with peanut butter, and probably going to run some snares out for squirrels. So if that's something you're interested in, I'll make a video of that. I'll probably do that in the winter, because to be honest with you, at this time of year, I mean, these traps have been out for like 3-4 days. You know, the squirrels really have got a lot of natural food. At the moment in here is beech mast, which they're collecting. So I don't really want to go ahead and, you know, set more traps, because it was quite a long wait to get these to settle in, and for the squirrels to find the bait anyway with all the natural food. But during the winter, I think if I'd done this during harder times, and you know, it'd have caught a lot quicker. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you learned something from it if you're new to it. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, please like the video and drop a subscribe, follow the channel. We are, you know, we're trying to bring you the best content possible. And yeah, I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers for that.